Hello friends, today let us understand what is object-oriented paradigm. Paradigm means model. Object-oriented paradigm, that is model, eliminates drawbacks, that is the flaws in procedure-oriented programming. We know that procedure-oriented programming is a method of implementation in which programs are decomposed into procedures, that is functions, and whatever the problems that are there in procedure oriented programming are eliminated using object oriented programming. In procedure oriented programming, functions are given highest priority and data is given lowest priority, whereas here in object oriented programming the data is treated as critical element. Further, it ties the data more closely to the function. So it is like this. Data is surrounded by the member methods and outside methods cannot access the data. That is the advantage of object-oriented model. Further, programs are decomposed into objects. In case of procedure-oriented programming, the programs are decomposed into functions, whereas in object-oriented programming, the programs are decomposed into objects. And data structures are designed in such a way that they characterize objects. Objects are real-world entities. Such kind of real-world entities can be represented in the program using data structures. Such wonderful data structures are designed in such a way that they characterize real-world objects. Further, data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external functions. We already looked at this figure. Data is there and it is surrounded by the member methods, and external methods, that is outside methods, cannot access the data. Means these member methods act as interfaces between outside methods and the data. Further, new data and methods can be added very easily. Using the concept of what is known as inheritance, we can very easily add data and methods to the existing classes. That is the advantage. And object-oriented model follows bottom-up approach. Procedure-oriented programming follows top-down approach, whereas object-oriented programming follows bottom-up approach. And what an object is? Object is a combination of two things, that is data and methods. And object-oriented programming, OOP, is more natural way to program. When compared to any other methods of implementation, object-oriented programming is a more natural way of programming. And what objects are? Objects are real-world entities, and environment is composed of things. Whatever we look at in the world, it is a combination of set of objects. Now let us look at characteristics of objects. We can identify each and every object using name of the object. Second characteristic is behavior. Behavior means what an object does. Whatever you want to do, whatever the object is supposed to perform, the same can be performed using methods. And the next one is the state. It describes objects data. We know that object consists of two things, that is the data and methods, and state describes objects data. Now let us look at classification of objects. Objects are classified into several types. However, such classification should be based on similar characteristics. A set of objects having similar characteristics are classified into one particular group. So classification is possible based on one condition, that is all the objects that are having similar characteristics can be classified into a particular group. However, there may be individual differences among objects. Here and there may be small differences, Still, all the objects are considered as one particular group. For example, cats. Even though there are individual differences amongst specific cats. For example, they are animals and are supposed to have 4 legs. Maybe one leg may be missing. And some cats may be black, some cats may be white, some cats may be brown. So some cats may be having gray eyes, some cats may be having black eyes. Still, all the cats are considered as one single type. And some objects are composed of other objects. That is known as object composition. For example, there is a house. House is an object, but this house object is composed of bricks. So brick is an object. There are several such bricks with which the home is made. Next, a building is made up of doors, windows. So house is one object. It is made up of several other objects. And objects interact in order to accomplish a task. Whenever a job is to be done, a set of objects are supposed to interact. For example, there is a car, accelerator and gears, the steering wheel, all these things, ignition system, all these things are supposed to interact. Then only car can move and car can stop and car can take a turn. So objects have to interact in order to accomplish a task. Now, using objects in programs. How the objects are used in programs. World consists of interacting, identifiable and classifiable objects. We know that objects are interacting and we can identify each and every object uniquely using name of the object, and at the same time objects are classifiable, and programs are to be structured in this way. When the real world consists of this kind of objects, the same should reflect even in programming. It represents, we can represent the real world both in its underlying design and also its working. So this is more important. The real world consists of identifiable, classifiable and interacting objects. Such kind of objects are to be represented both in underlying design and also its working, and such applications are used by people. This is brief introduction to object oriented paradigm. Thank you.